Hello and welcome back to Adventure's Edge. Tell us more. Number 6.
What more do you want to know?
I want to know everything.
And who sent you to ask us this?
Wow, that seems very un-Pike-like.
It is.
Wait. Readjusting.
So at the end of last episode, we mentioned we were going to take a little short mid-season break to kind of catch up with stuff. Mm-hmm. But instead of just doing me rambling, I actually managed to get the whole cast together. We're going to do a short Tell Us More mid-season Q&A. How are you guys feeling? How are your levels looking? We didn't really kind of script this. We're kind of wing this a little bit, but all of you should be here with like 5th level characters.
Yep.
Mostly put together. That's pretty exciting.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Is there anything you want to talk about? Do you want to talk about your characters? Do you want to talk about the season so far? Talk about where you want to go or where you think we might be going? Anybody have anything?
Well,
I know you've had about 2 minutes to prep.
yeah.
Yes.
Besides an intense dread of being on the other side of a closed portal.
Yeah, there's that.
Yeah. It's fun though.
During the week, I had somewhat of a thought of proof that Tommy is dead.
Yeah.
Yep. Verbal confirmation.
Verbal confirmation that he was.
Well, that's all I got to say about that.
Yeah?
Yeah. That he was someone killed him for a reason. I think it's even worse than he's dead. It's the fact that someone took his life for a reason. You know.
We have no confirmation that he's dead, though.
There's still no body.
Mm-hmm. That is the one thing that still lingers on.
Well, I don't know. The whole thing seems...
What does it seem?
Like, is there actually a reason? I feel like this name. What's this guy's name again? Why can't I remember? It's not actually Osbert. It's Vesrin.
Yeah.
Yes, Vesrin.
I mean, you've thought it was Osbert this whole time.
Yes.
Head of the logging camp.
That's why I was trying to remember his new name, Vesrin. Seems like this guy Vesrin is like over amping us. Like, really?
Were you that much of a threat?
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You killed this small town guy when you're this like uber powerful. I don't even know what the heck you are. You got your little like whatever, dude.
He's a bit petty.
Yeah.
I did it
Yeah.
for like temporary advantage with some allies that he temporarily needs, but he really doesn't care about any of that stuff that really affects us because he's got some, all capital letters, big plan.
Yeah. And I think part of it too is because Vesrin is one of the elves. I think he very much doesn't look at humans or look at like we're not up to his standards. It's not like he's killing other elves. He has that attitude of they're not really people. It's like they're expendable because they're short-lived creatures anyways.
Well, I'm not.
No.
That's true.
That's true.
I don't know. I feel like he's taking the tactic of like, oh, I have a pebble in my shoe. I'm going to set my shoes on fire.
So I'm just trying to think about the information that you've acquired, and because there was a lot of big reveals, obviously, but it doesn't seem like you've really figured out like why they thought it was worth doing that. This is what it seems like. You're just like, yeah, why they bother?
Yeah, Zinnia does not see how Tommy was such a big threat to this, what appears to be this uber powerful individual, that he would need to kill Tommy.
What I don't know is why they went after Tommy and not you guys, because by killing one of you, it's going to make the rest of you, like the two of you are on this. I mean, the whole reason why you guys are following Ismay is because you want to find out what happened to Tommy. And it made you guys, because you're off searching, you guys are finding out what's going on behind the scenes, which is...
That's all because it's not part of his like big overall plan. It's like Tommy got killed because a minor cog in the plan sees him as like a political threat and an annoyance. And so like a capo and a crime family, he's like, Vesrin just did this little favor for this minor cog. So the cog doesn't know the big plan. The cog just saw Tommy as a minor threat, and so Tommy was gotten rid of, and unexpected effects.
Wait. So you're saying that Vesrin got rid of Tommy, or okayed getting rid of Tommy for the mayor?
That's kind of what I gathered, yeah.
Yeah.
But we were just doing what the mayor was asking us to do.
He wasn't expecting you guys to do it.
Well, the initial, like where this whole campaign started, the sick, right? Nobody asked you guys to do this, right? I mean, it was Tommy's sister was sick, and Zinnia just happened to be, enraptured by the little girl who was sick, right?
Yeah.
You guys were pulled together, and unbeknownst to you, you were interfering with something.
Yeah, but then we were done, and then the mayor sent us on another quest. Like, he didn't need to do that.
But didn't you get immediately ambushed?
They did, yeah.
So it was...
Maybe he didn't expect you to actually do anything?
Well, that's his miscalculation, not like, didn't he just see what we accomplished? Dummy.
Well, I mean, heroes generally are
Heroic?
Well, heroic, but also like they didn't think you could do it. You were completely underestimated. That's what makes you heroes.
Yeah, and the mayor is a political animal, not a deep thinking master strategist.
So he was thinking, okay, he was thinking you killed the leader who he thought was the leader, Tommy.
Mm-hmm.
Then you guys aren't going to fall apart. You're going to go away, and you're not going to be a problem because the person that's the leader is gone. He was trying to cut off the head.
Well, and see, that's what you get for being a misogynist.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
And that's really the real moral of this story.
The downfall of misogyny. Here we go.
Overthrow the patriarchy in the form of Vesrin and the mayor.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I mean, if you didn't realize that Zinnia was the leader of this crew, I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh.
And now we're
not by
stuck
choice.
behind the portal.
Well, she leads you somewhere.
She leads.
Yeah.
We're getting the answers. I guess that's the positive part of this.
There you go.
So do you feel like you don't, what do you feel like you're still missing, answer-wise?
Well, a couple things. One is the big question of what his big plan is, and do we actually care about it?
Ismay cares a lot because Ismay probably is putting a lot of the pieces together because...
But, there's that. And then on the smaller level, scope of view-wise, not importance-wise, we now have a new target for who is more directly responsible for Tommy's death, which is, the personal factor here. And it's actually not Vesrin, except, as in actually doing it, but the person who requested it, the person who's morally responsible for it, is back in town.
Mm-hmm. What are we going to do with the mayor?
Well, there must be 50 ways to flay a mayor.
Ooh.
Wow.
So I honestly don't remember if you gave us a physical description of the mayor, but I have one in my mind.
I mean, I did. I don't think I had a picture. Just decided. Let's see.
I think it's based on a person that from my past that I don't particularly like.
Tall, lean.
Oh yeah, nope, definitely
slightly
the
heavy
opposite.
set.
Well, tall,
Lean
lean,
and
and heavy,
heavy set?
slightly heavy set. You just said those two things. Good job.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
It sounds like the typical accuracy of witness descriptions. He was tall, about 5'2". He was lean, a little heavy set.
Oh yeah, I don't even. That is kind of odd. Tall, lean man. He's slightly heavy set. You're right. That's weird.
Says the man that wrote it.
Oh well, no, I didn't write it. This was from. That must have been generated. Interesting. That is okay. So yeah, it was clean. He had because he's got a shaved head. Oh yeah, this is totally borked. Interesting.
Yeah. Okay. So
you'll need to generate a good description for us.
That is odd. I don't think I ever really read this.
I'll write it for you.
Yeah, because I used this was from one of the Pathfinder NPC generators originally. This is what I get for time saving tools. Yeah, there's all sorts of weird inconsistencies, so they must have a generated from tables that don't check against each other. Anyway, tall, lean man, bald, wears the black robes of office, and that's pretty much it.
Okay. I'm still going to go with my mental depiction then.
Okay, cool. Yeah. What was your mental depiction?
Well, the opposite.
Oh, like portly?
Yep. Short, portly, has a kind of greasy dark hair that he combs back, trying to hide an ever-growing bald spot.
Okay. Anyway, so yeah, the mayor, kind of a mysterious figure. Don't really know much about him.
And his name was Bernard?
Yeah, Bernard Sackville.
Mayor Sackville. Well, sadly...
Of the Sackville Bagginses?
More like Suckville.
So yeah, he's MIA. I mean, you did spend some time looking for him. So until he turns back up.
I kind of think that we may not have to deal with him.
I'm really wondering if he's going to have a visit from Ravens, because Vesrin, the fact that he's telling us makes me think he's going to
tidy up loose ends.
Yeah.
Tidy up loose ends. I think he's going to be tidying up loose ends because I think, people know, too many people know, and so he needs to go back in the shadows.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, my Pike is now acquiring the character trait of paranoid about corvids.
Yeah, I do. I think it's going to be like, I'm through with this guy,
Yep.
kind of.
Mm-hmm. Especially if we end up getting out of this, then he knows he has to deal with us. And, he's like, okay, I did this for you, and now this is blowing back on me, so you're dead. I mean, that's, kind of that kind of mob boss mentality.
Ugh. And that means we're on the run. I don't like that.
Well, I think Isme's going to like that a little bit. I think with what she knows, I think she very much wants to get back to the safety of the capital, where she's comfortable. I mean, this being here is completely out of her element.
I'm feeling very nostalgic about my loom at the moment. I could be making some rugs.
Yeah, it's like trying to convince you guys to go because she doesn't want anything to happen to you guys. She's gotten attached to them a little bit.
And you want to bring a fairy to the big city.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Oh, and now...
Interesting.
Yeah. And give you a real weapon.
How does Daerun feel about this?
Big city,
Yeah.
not happening.
Not happening.
Mm.
Oh, this is going to be
I
interesting.
mean, if there's, nice architecture that he can learn from, perhaps,
Mm-hmm.
But I think he'd be disappointed in all of the lack of quality stonework and architecture. It's just like, well, this city was put up in a hurry.
Yeah.
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 Now, I'd be fine with it. I mean, I guess Daerun right now feels a little like he had a purpose when he found out about a little bit more reading into his into the book and reading a little bit more into what he has to do and this magic hammer, and then he gets kind of pulled here, there, and everywhere. So he has trouble focusing on what he wants to do.
Yeah.
But he feels like this is possibly a means to the end of his answer or something like this, and he needs help doing it. So he's attached himself to this group because they seem like they're the only ones who would be keen to help.
So we've got a slightly different direction.
Mhm.
And I think it's probably good that we're maybe talking through some of this stuff out of character now before
Yeah.
we get into the episode, for at least for a few more minutes. I don't want to belabor it too much. But, so there were some big reveals for Daerun about this hammer. And he kind of was like, basically kind of made it sound like you had no idea what you were talking about. But at the same time,
Right.
he's looking for, like, he's after this thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you're in pursuit of the same thing, which
Right.
now kind of aligns you with thwarting him.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
He thought it was more personal than that. Like he'd be the only one, looking for, like, not, me. Daerun was like, oh, I need to jump on this because I'm the only one who knows about it.
Yeah.
Wait,
Mhm.
so Daerun is looking for the same thing as...
Veteran.
Yeah.
Oh.
One hammer to rule them all.
Oh.
Yeah. It's like some sort of really powerful weapon that this veteran guy made it sound like he could use to wreck the kingdom, maybe?
Yeah. I'm not trying to get it to use it. I'm trying to get it to save the kingdom.
Yes.
Our reasonings don't align.
And that's not something that Pike and Ismay would know about.
No.
No.
Well, I know that we were going to quest for this thing. I guess I
Yes.
did not really know what the purpose of it was.
We talked about it at the end of the first season, and I had asked for your help.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
But I
And then-
guess, it got lost in the weeds.
Yeah.
Like a lot of things I think can get, it just, when you go this way on a quest and you get like linear with that, it doesn't break off sometimes from other quests. And like, okay, we'll put this aside for now. But yeah, I
'Cause
mean,
we
I definitely
talked about
shared
it-
about it.
We talked about it before.
Like at the end of the first season, I mentioned it. And like,
Yeah, but that was before Tommy died.
correct.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yep.
And then Tommy
Before we
died.
went back to town,
And then everything kind of went
haywire.
boom,
Yep.
exploded.
Yep.
I remember talking about the hammer. I don't remember talking about like the purpose of the hammer.
Yeah, I just kind of implied it's very important that
Yeah. Okay.
this doesn't go into the wrong person's hands.
Yeah. Okay.
And now
Yeah.
here we
'cause
are.
It's a lot. When we have these complex stories, there's a lot to kind of keep track of. I don't know if people are listening and like making notes.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, that was. But right, that was like when Umrus died and you got the house and everything, and you found all these journals
Yeah.
in this secret little basement under his shed, and you realized
He was pretty complicated.
he was complicated, and he was also like sort of like interested in this old Zakad religion.
Mhm.
And there were these hints that somehow it was related, like this weapon that he, I guess, identified as a hammer, because he apparently didn't know exactly what it was somehow tied back to these Zakad priests.
So, and that's why I asked about, like last episode, I kind of asked about Zakad.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, I don't have, that's
Yeah.
a peon little god. I've got nothing,
Yeah, but he did say something to the effect that, ironically, it has served him.
Yeah.
So he did acknowledge this connection he's not a follower. He's not doing this for the God. He was very I'll open it honest. Like, this is all about apparently his mission, which was to help complete something greater that the Unrooted failed at. Mm-hmm. And he's hoping to get this weapon to maybe finish the job.
Does the weapon have a name?
No. Not. I don't think I ever. I don't know if I ever. I didn't ever give it. No. I mean, it does have a name, but that'd have been like a really big reveal, I think.
Yeah, no, you didn't name it. It was just.
So does Daerun get to name it then?
Hand of Daerun. Hey, when you're given an opportunity to name a magic weapon, one names it after itself.
That's right.
It's like you find a new star. It's like it's yours. You get to name it.
That'd be confusing in my case if I had like a hammer of pike. That just.
So I do feel like I have to.
It would have to almost be. I mean, Zakad. What language? It was multiple races that is followers of Zakad, or if it was in what is called. What we consider Dwarvish, but is called. Why do I have that language spoken here? Kaldethi, right?
Yeah,
that's what would be the Dwarvish language.
Okay,
something in that nature.
I feel like that we're gonna have to reveal the name.
Okay,
because I
make it a lot easier then.
Well, I think we'll do that. I think I think we'll maybe have to do that in the app because not everybody listens to these to their own. I don't know why they don't do that, but
Okay.
They don't. Like if you look at metrics.
No, I'm not doubting that. I'm just doubting why you don't understand why not everybody listens to them.
You need to put urgent must listen to it ahead of it.
You miss out on some backstory stuff.
That's right.
Okay. So I feel like that name needs to come out.
Can I make a guess?
What?
World Breaker.
I mean, I don't want to reveal it here.
Okay. I'm not saying you have to reveal it. I just made my guess.
Okay, in that case, if we're doing a pool, I'm going to say it's the hammer of whack-a-mole.
Oh, I like whack-a-mole.
Hammer of whack-a-mole.
Okay. Because I feel like it's when we do our season wrap, I that's when I kind of want to really talk about the inspiration for this whole story.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway.
Sorry I ruined your fun?
You didn't ruin any fun.
Oh.
No.
Okay.
Okay, so we need to talk about that.
All right, let's go play now.
You want to go play now?
Mm-hmm.
Because anybody we said we'd kind of talk about characters, but now it seems like we're just not going to.
Well, I mean, as far as characters go, it's figuring out. I really I obviously like my character to be kind of building it in a battle support, but things have changed. So, you got to move on the fly, which I find I like doing, of course, with character builds. I mean, it's certainly a challenge, but I certainly think that perhaps Daerun has found some more fanciness in this wild shape than he initially thought it would be. Like he can use this in more ways than someone else would be able to, or like, wow, I got all these. I can create disadvantage for people to do stuff, but now I can actually do that. So he might have got a natural spell feat, so now he can cast with an animal shape. So I don't feel like I can heal and at the same time. So I think I saw him and just maybe at some point after Tommy's death and realizing what he kind of had to do, that he was very straight, and narrow in his ways. Like, this is who I am. I'm into the stone. This is my calling. But now he's figured out I want to be more. He's more flexible based upon he realized that he can't put himself into this corner and just be this, just really. I don't want to be stereotypical druid, but he also learned that he has these powers that maybe perhaps they were given to him, and he needs to use them and not be afraid of them or shy away from them.
So I really like that. And it's interesting, having listening to the story from where we started, you were playing Daerun very much close to how I envisioned Umros. Like there was this curmudgeoning. Obviously you spent too much time off on your own.
Yep.
And now you've really evolved, like with Umros taken out of the picture, it's like Daerun has become his own person.
Right.
And I think that's super cool.
And further away, I think he's from the Earth Elders. I think he's going to do that more often because I think the Earth Elders, he felt like he had a certain thing that he had to stick to, and he couldn't be any different from that.
For Pike, he's generally a peaceful guy. I mean, he working on the family ship. He's been in a couple scraps, but the difference between like a brawl in a tavern and the sort of concentrated bloody-mindedness search to just kill is really kind of a shock to him. Plus, he's used his psychic abilities more in like the last week or so than in his entire life, and it's kind of stretching out his abilities more. He used to mostly repress them. Now he's having to use and expand them, and that's both exciting and scary as well. So
yeah,
I think out of all of the new companions that he's got, he feels somewhat closest to Daerun in temperament and compatibility, but both the sneaky city girl and the somewhat mercurial fairy are very different sort of companions for him. So he kind of likes that too.
Mm-hmm.
And I do like there's a little bit like almost at odds between Zinnia's nature and yes, the sneaky city. Like you guys are so different.
Yes.
And and that's kind of fun to see you play off.
Yeah, because Ismay likes to have the plan and like, okay, she's got like, she's always trying to think, 5 steps ahead because that's, as a Velvet Blade, that's what she has to do to survive. I think one of the things with her, and it's probably going to get revealed a little bit more, I know that we had mentioned the fact that her mother served the Duchess that went missing. And that's really why her going missing with the Duchess is really kind of why she's here. In fact, Morgan, why she was so upset, Morgan was a person a little bit older than her when the children were sent away during the plague. Morgan was the one that was told to take care of her. So she was like a few years older than her. And when they sent her away, said, she got handed off to Morgan saying, you make sure she's okay. Because Ismay was very young when all this happened. She was probably like 3 or 4 years old when everything happened 18 years ago when the plague came and the war and all that stuff happened. And so she knows little bits, but Morgan was very much like a big sister to her. She like took care of her and looked over her. So for her not to, that's why she went. And that's not something she does. She's completely out of her element. She's used to being, working in, getting information, doing, in the courts and in ballrooms, and like she's like sneaking around getting information. That's what she does. She's not someone that is planning this stuff. And then she has this person she wants to make her friend, try to get her to work with her, and she's like, oh, I'm going to go off and I'm just going to go do this, and and she's like, but it's like, yeah, she's completely out of it. She very much wants to get these guys back to the capital because she knows now that the elves are involved, that she has to tell her patron. She has to let people know because that's the only way they're going to stop them. That this is not just about who's the next duke is. It's whether or not the kingdom falls.
All right. Did you want to add anything?
Well, I will just say Zinnia is actually harboring a secret fear right now.
Ooh.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that something you want to share here?
No. Zinnia is not really willing to reveal it at this stage.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
All right.
Stay tuned.
Yep.
Well, I guess then we actually went a little longer than I wanted, but let's go. Let's record.
Yep.
All right, well, thanks. So this will be our little mid-season break. I'm not sure if there will be another break episode. I guess we'll see how many we get recorded. There might be. But stay tuned. More to come, and we will see you guys soon.
Yep.
Thank you for listening. If you enjoyed our show and want more, please leave us a rating and review on whichever platform you use. And of course, feel free to share us on social media. We'll be back next week with more adventures in the world of Tellus. To tide you over, you can read more about the cast, characters, and the world of Tellus at AdventuresEdgeRPG.com.